You guys thinking what I'm thinking? Crepes. Okay, so this is going to be pretty easy, straightforward. It's only going to take a few minutes, and it's going to be geared towards your not as experienced cook, bachelors, stuff like that. So it's going to be a nice little result, and should only take a few minutes. And most of the ingredients you should have lying around your house anyway. So let's get started. So I've just started out here, and I have put 1 egg in with half a cup of flour. This is a full cup, so it's 250 milliliters, so it's easy to use. I'm having the recipe because I'm just making it for myself. The entire recipe is going to be on the description in the YouTube video, so feel free to cut it in half, whatever you want. So far I've got the half cup flour and the 1 egg in the mixing bowl, so I'm just going to continue here by putting a 1/4 cup of milk and a 1/4 cup of water in there. So I'm just going to quickly put about approximately a 1/4 cup, and I'll fill the other to the halfway mark with water. I'm just going to toss this. I'm just going to slowly mix it in there. Just don't want to. It's going to be a little easier to do it that way. Get it in there nice and smooth. Okay, so what I've done is I've actually, one of the things that we need to put in here is 1 tablespoon of melted butter. I've done that, I've thrown it into a shot glass, and I melted it in the microwave. So, I'm going to toss that in now. Yes, I know it's a shot glass. Toss that butter in there. Then we want 1/8 of a teaspoon. This is because I'm cutting in half. So half of this of salt. Approximately half, maybe a bit more. Okay, so now you've got your that's your crepe mix. Okay, for the chicken, what I'm going to do is I'm just actually using some of this this already pre-cooked chicken that I got at Safeway. Just kind of a leftover thing. I've just grabbed over whatever's left over in there, and I've grabbed it here. I put it here. So what I'm doing is I'm just chopping it finely, kind of like you would with chicken salad, right? So it's just finely like that. This should be more than enough then for one crepe. So feel free to add, subtract, even substitute it out for like turkey or something else. You can really use whatever you want for this. So okay, that's done. So actually the next 2 things I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some cheese, and I'm also going to do some spinach. So what I've done is I've actually grabbed some just spinach salad, just normal stuff. I'm just going to grab a little tiny bit here, more than enough, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice it finely. Get a little finer, but you don't have to be too crazy with it. Alright, so kind of got that kind of texture here. That should be good enough. More than enough, to be honest. I'm just going to heat the oven up, or the stove, I'm popping it onto just straight up medium, and I'm going to toss just a tiny bit of oil. Let's just kind of lubricate the pan just a little tiny bit for the crepe. Now sit it there, leave it on medium just for a bit, and that'll warm up nicely, and then we can throw the crepe batter on there. Once the pan's hot enough, you can actually start to get ready to put the batter in there. Now I'll put half a cup of this batter in here. Let's just toss half cup. That should make a nice big crepe. The amount of this all depends on the size of your pan. So if you've got a smaller pan, use a little bit less. If a bigger pan, use a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to toss that on there. Okay. It's important that right away you kind of roll it just enough so that you're actually coating the whole pan. Coat as much as you can, leave it on there. What I do is I switch the timer on for 2 minutes, and when that 2 minutes is going, I flip it. Okay, so in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grate the cheese here. Now that we've got it almost 2 minutes, I'm just going to get ready to flip this. What you want to do is kind of, with a flipper, go around the edge here. There's my 2 minute mark. And okay, so now that that's flipped, it's a little easier to get in underneath there. You want to be real careful with it, it's very thin. And then what you do, flip it. Now you toss this on for another 2 minutes, and while you're doing that, take some of your chicken. Put your chicken on one side. This all depends on your folding method, but for my folding method, you want to put everything on one side. So chicken. Toss my spinach on. And I'm going to toss in a little bit of pepper. Let's grab a little bit of salt. I'd really highly recommend, if you have any of that Italian seasoning stuff, just toss some of that in there, it's really good. And then finally your cheese. I think I went overboard with the cheese, but it's nice, it melts it all in there really nicely. Once you've done that, spin it around. Helps if you have some sort of utensil like a fork. Kind of like grab it, flip it almost like an omelet. It's going to look a little bit like an omelet here. Now that should melt everything nicely. Leave it for a few more seconds here. Let that cook, let it melt, and let it brown on this one side. Then you want to flip that, get a nice even cook on the other side. Give it another 10 seconds or so. I'm having a hard time here. So now you want to flip it. Use the fork. Flip it like that. Leave it for a bit longer, just so you can eyeball. Toss it over on the other side, and just let it sit for a few more minutes, maybe only 1 minute. And now for the plating. I'm just going to toss it on. This is my favorite step. It means I'm done. I'm just going to toss on some parsley here, just a little bit, just make it look pretty. You can also put a sauce on the top. There are a bunch of different sauces you can top it with. It all depends on what kind of filling you have. In the description here on YouTube, I'm just going to include a basic mushroom sauce for you guys, and just play around, have fun, and see what kind of results you come up with. The cool thing about this is it's quick, it's easy, it tastes good, and it'll impress your guests if you've got some. Anyway, that's it for now, and hope you guys found this interesting. Subscribe, check out my other videos, and check out my website. Alright, thanks.